What's up, my boys?
Hey, as a new segment, we want to include you guys much more in our videos. That's why we are doing videos now based on the interaction with you guys on Instagram.
Because yesterday I made a question on Instagram asking all our Portuguese followers what are some fun facts about the Portuguese people that we should share with the world. Here is all your replies, guys. Let's get this rolling.
The first one is Portuguese people always complain.
It can be about politics, bureaucracy, but you can't not as a foreigner complain about the same thing because you are not entitled.
Portuguese people, they put on the warrior suit when foreigners complain about Portugal. Number 2.
Portuguese people are insanely crazy about football.
Portuguese shit. Bastos is good. Bastos is good. Shit.
Football is a religion in Portugal. Portuguese people are always late.
Amen.
Oh my god.
I agree. I so agree.
It's like every time we go out with Portuguese people, whether it's dinner or whatever, we keep expecting them to be on time, but they're always late.
They are never on time. Number 4 is a very strange one. They fart a lot.
I think that applies to most nationalities.
Maybe all the Portuguese people understand it when they read it. I haven't really realized that. Maybe because I'm with a father. They always say it's complicated.
Once there is a problem, it's complicated. But before the problem, it's very easy.
It's easy.
Everything is possible. They speak very loud.
And in that case, you could definitely apply for citizenship. Joen is almost screaming when he talks.
I just think like my message in general here in life is so important that, you know, they may speak loud, but when it comes to football, they scream.
I think maybe if they agree on football, they are much more calm. But if you put a...
No,
it's the same.
Benfica is fucking nice! Yeah, Benfica is fucking nice!
Portuguese people, they would call their friends and in the middle of the conversation, they would ask them what they had for dinner or lunch. Because food is a big thing here.
How's your day? What did you have for lunch?
Or how's your day? It's really good. I had...
The Portuguese people is probably the people with most names in the world. It's always like
Eva,
Thiago,
Maria, Madalena, Rodrigues, Carlos, Santos.
It's like when they name their children here. It's like, I think it should be this name. No, I think it should be this name. No, actually, and then they just pick all of them.
Or maybe it's like in Greece where they want to honor the generation. So they're like, no, it's my grandmother. No, it's my grandfather.
Yeah.
No, it's mine. And then they just put everything together.
It's very interesting. Even more interesting is that they eat bread with everything.
That's how we got fat.
And how do they not get fat?
Because they don't eat nut. And I guess they just
eat all the
a
time,
little bit.
but they don't get fat.
They talk about food while eating food. While they're having lunch, they could probably talk about what's for dinner. Or while they're having dinner, they would say, oh, this reminds me so much. This is just as good as the dinner we had the other day. Should we do this again tomorrow?
Portuguese people rarely meet with friends to do anything other than eating. You should probably be eating and drinking.
Yeah, drinking is a word.
But
you always eat when you drink as well. We never meet with Portuguese friends without them having food on the table for us.
But it's like in Denmark, you only meet to drink.
But then you get older and then it's about food, but never food without alcohol. The next one actually surprised me because I didn't know this. And in this sense, Portuguese people is very much like Danes. Because that is that they love free stuff, even though they don't need it.
Oh my god, I saw a competition on Facebook today. 24,000 comments because you could win some shoes and a deodorant and some headphones.
I know,
statistically, it's a waste of your time. Portuguese people are sometimes mean to each other but friendly towards tourists.
I've heard that many times before.
I think also Portuguese people can be kind of not nice to tourists. I mean, we've experienced that.
Oh, we have.
Especially when you deal with the bureaucracy here.
This one is the most interesting one, I think, of the one we had. And that is that the Portuguese people, they send goats to the Azores Island before they sent people there in order to make sure that the people could survive.
The goats were like the guinea pigs
you could
of
just
Azores.
Just go there.
The next two ones are conflicting, but very funny nonetheless, because one of you guys said, the women don't have mustaches, as some people say. And then number 17, women do have mustache. This is a sensitive topic, we don't know. But I'd like to hear your comments on this topic.
The next one is so true. The Portuguese people can switch wife, religion, sex, but never their football club.
That's why they always say a Timoré. One thing I didn't understand the first 15 months here in Portugal is that when they pick up the phone, it's like to. What they're saying is estou.
But it means
I am here. I'm here.
I'm here.
I'm here. I think I'm gonna say that from now on.
I'm here.
I'm here.
The Portuguese people, when they have to say goodbye after a dinner party, the goodbye will take just as long time as the actual dinner party.
Yeah.
And my father is so like that, and he's not even Portuguese.
Actually, Danes are a bit like that as well.
They are,
Oh,
always.
next time you come to our place. We don't want to intrude.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but you're not intruding. Oh, and bring your kids as well. Oh, that's too much. Yeah, but we love to see them. We haven't seen them for ages.
And then as soon as they close the door, it's like, I hope they won't bring those fucking kids.
Speaking of long meals and goodbyes, there's always wine, alcohol involved here in Portugal.
Even if you get blood thinning medication, which is the most awful medication to drink on, they would probably still have a ginginha and some beer. I mean,
Quero uma ginginha for you?
they don't
I mean,
care.
it's part of the culture. That's why we love living here.
That's one of our favorite things. Portuguese people love to sell their used stuff for only 10% less of the new value price. And I've seen that. Like, sometimes I go on OLX and I look, this is the same price as the new one in IKEA. It's like, you use this one.
I'd love to know if they actually sell with success or if it's just like they don't sell anything because, you know, it should be much cheaper. Portuguese people, they do everything last minute possible, and that is definitely true. I think it's very Southern European, you know.
think?
I don't know. I think it's the same in Italy and probably France too. 24, Amalie.
So this one we haven't experienced yet, but Portuguese people are the best people at shit talking and gossiping, someone said.
You have to be Portuguese and have Portuguese friends, go to school or work or whatever. Like, we're not really in a position to.
Number 25 is very true, I think.
And it's so true that I completely unlearned my Spanish because Portuguese people, they hate when foreigners speak Spanish to them. And a lot of tourists, us included when we moved here or visited the first time, thought that it's actually, you know, a good sign to show that you can like Spanish because it's so close to Portugal.
But
And
now that we live here, we know that it's not close to Portuguese at all. Fact number 26 is that Portuguese people are very diverse, and I gotta agree with that.
we're talking physical
The
attributes.
looks, the looks. You can find blondes and redheads and brunettes
Yeah.
and all kinds of colors in their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen like blonde girls with green eyes here in Portugal. I'll be like, are you French or?
But I think it actually mostly applies to women more than men. This one I wasn't really familiar with, but apparently Portuguese people have no concept of personal space. So if you're in the corner sitting with your phone and laptop, people won't have a problem approaching you or start talking to you, even you have something in your ears.
I think
I don't know
I
about
haven't
it.
experienced that, but we have been in an antique store lately where everything about my face said that I didn't want to speak with the lady, but she just kept talking.
Yeah.
But I mean, that goes for older women sometimes. This one is quite interesting, and I think we need to try it with our router. When electronic doesn't work, you just hit it really hard, and then it works again, and it's called the Portuguese key.
The PT key.
So I should probably...
Hey, Amalie. They put sugar in everything, Portuguese people.
Oh yeah. Have you seen a Portuguese cup of coffee?
Sugar and everything, but yet they're not fat. It's
I don't
very,
I don't
very.
understand it.
It beats me.
They always talk about money.
I thought they only talked about football
Yeah.
and food.
But I thought they didn't want to talk about money. But then again, every time we post a video, there will be one comment talking about the labor in Portugal.
Number 31, Amalie. The men kiss women on the cheek when saying hi and bye.
If you are not from Southern Europe, this is something you have to learn, because in Northern Europe, you give each other a hug. And that's
Or a
all.
handshake.
Or a handshake, depending on how well you know the person. Here, if I met a person one time, there is no doubt that next time I meet this guy, he will be like, Mwah, mwah. For a Dane, this is like a very, like kissing is something you do with your family.
It's very
only.
intrusive for us because we are very reserved.
And
as
then
people.
also sometimes I go in for one kiss. I'm learning it now, right? And then I forget that there's a second one coming. So I'm like going back, and then we are in this really awkward situation where it seems like I don't like the person even though I like the person.
So guys, those are 31 facts, but we have some bonus facts, and these are from our own observations here in Portugal.
The first 31 was yours.
The first one is that Portuguese people, they park their car everywhere. They do not care if it's for strollers. They will park their car there.
Portuguese people, they drive crazy.
Italian drivers are also bad, but they are not as bad as Portuguese drivers. It's actually quite terrifying to see how many accidents there are here in Portugal. Because every time we go on a drive that is plus 25 minutes, we see some kind of accident.
Yeah.
Another thing we've noticed here is that when you go to a restaurant, it can easily take 15 minutes before the waiter or waitress come with a menu card. For me, it's really frustrating because sometimes, most of the times, I just want to have like at least a drink, like right away. Like, hey, can I have a uma caneca? But sometimes I have to, hey, we're here.
And then they bring the menu card, and then they walk away before you get to order your drink.
Here's another 15 minutes of waiting.
I'm starting to be more okay with it, but when we first arrived, I was like, why are people not getting insanely annoyed by this?
Yeah.
But they just don't. One fun fact that I would never have expected when I first arrived here in Portugal is that when you arrive in Portugal and you want to practice your Portuguese and you're trying, the Portuguese people are so good at English that they will always switch into English.
Yeah.
Because they can hear right away that you don't speak Portuguese very well, and they're like, that's a waste of time, I'm just going to speak English with her, because everybody speaks English.
And it's truly frustrating when you really want to learn the language, because you get so insecure, you know, immediately that, I already screwed up my Portuguese, and that's why he switched to English. Our last fun fact about Portuguese people is that nothing is urgent unless you're dying. That also means that you really have to be, you know, rough in your mouth to get things done.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it might never happen.
Yeah.
Whether it's getting your apartment fixed,
Getting your internet to work,
all that.
get your groceries delivered to your door, change your address, whatever.
But those were like 35 plus fun facts about the Portuguese people. And guys, go and follow us on the Instagram because
then you can be a part of the next video when we ask a question.
We want to do more of these videos. We think they're fun, and it's a good way to get to know each other much better.
Yeah. Obrigada por ver no vídeo.
Até logo.
Até logo. Tchau, tchau.